What's going good, everyone? I'm back. It took a while to do another video. I am always tired. I don't look tired right now, so we're gonna do a really quick 6 to 8 videos. I'm gonna try. This is all about just answering the questions that were brought up to my attention about my leukemia, my disease, my cancer. To refresh everyone's memories, my leukemia is called Acute Lymphoblastic Leukemia, Philadelphia type B cells. It's a long name, but usually we go by the acronym ALL. So let's get it started. I have a lot of questions. I wrote it down because I can no longer remember this much information in my head. So let's just start. First one is, where did you get leukemia and how did you get it? I have no idea. I asked the same question to my doctor. Even my doctor doesn't know. Researchers don't know. There's no books that are published out there right now that has something to do with knowing where leukemia comes from. It makes sense. It will make more sense, like if you're smoking, you can get lung cancer, but in this type, this is blood cancer. It's just abnormal, the cancer cells in the blood just decided to attack my normal cells, and that's what became cancer cells in leukemia. Next question is it from having sex? So that is a no-go. No, it's not from having sex. And I think there's one cancer that can be caused by having sex, the HPV, the virus, but not leukemia. Oh, what stage of leukemia cancer do you have or are you in now? For leukemia, there's no such thing as stages. There's no stage 1, 2, 3, 4. Like the breast cancer, they have stage 1, 2, 3, 4. Leukemia is just either you have it or you don't. So how do you prevent having leukemia? Like I said, I thought that everything that my lifestyle I thought would prevent anything, would prevent me from getting any cancer, any sickness, any disease in my life. So even being as healthy as I was didn't prevent that from happening. So there's no way of knowing how to prevent it because we don't even know where it came from to begin with. So that's unknown. Oh, what are the foods to kill leukemia? I have no idea. I tried to research this, but some people told me to eat, what is that one fruit? Man, I forgot. But I think that's specifically more for like breast cancer. I don't know anything about, I don't know any kind of specific food that's like FDA approved, whatever, based on research evidence that specifically will kill leukemia. So I'm just eating normal. How long is the treatment? And what kind of procedures do you get? Which also ties into, do you get chemotherapy and how many rounds? Okay, so my treatment lasts for 6 months. Let's just put it that way, 6 months. So there's an induction phase, which I already completed in the hospital. They sent me home for 4 to 6 weeks taking oral medication. After that, the second phase is the consolidation phase, wherein I go to the hospital, get admitted for 4 days, and get my port access. So all chemo medications are given through IV infusion. That's done. I had 3 rounds of those. Every 2 weeks I get 3 rounds. Every 2 weeks I get a round of chemotherapy, and that's already done. And so I'm just waiting for my last step is the what they call stem cell transplant, which is also a blood transfusion. That will be like another set of video, because if I try to explain it and go into detail about it, it's very complicated. So I'm just going to try to answer all these questions as of this time. What are the side effects of your chemotherapy so far? The side effects that I've had includes nausea, not vomiting, nausea, like my skin, my face here got burned. Maybe those are what you call rashes, but it's dark rash. Like it looks like it's burnt. Mouth sores. It's inside, like it's in my throat, it's around my throat, you know. I can hardly like swallow anything, but what I do is just I wash it with baking soda, warm water, and salt, and that works really well. For nausea, they just gave me a medicine, I forgot what it's called. Also constipation. You know, I just take Miralax, mix it with a regular drink water, and that works really fine. Other than that, most of the side effects that I have had are very mild and tolerable. I still have my hair. You know, that was my first question, if I'm going to lose my hair. As of this time, I'm almost like towards the end of the treatment. I still have my hair. Doctor said it might thin out. It might just thin out, or I might just lose everything. You know, we don't know yet, because I'm not even done yet. So, but right now, I still got my hair. Shoot, what are the names of your chemo meds? Vincristine, methotrexate, Sprycel, and then the rest are preventative medication. So I have fluconazole, Bactrim, acyclovir, and that's it. I take those on a daily basis. Except for methotrexate and vincristine, those are just, you know, when I was in the hospital. Okay, how is your meal like? Eating habits. Eating habits. I've not lost my appetite since, you know, I last completed my chemotherapy. While I was, you know, doing the chemo, because I was nauseated, you know, I have a hard time, of course, eating. But eating habits, you know, I eat whatever. Like right now, I eat whatever I want, and have no issues with it. It's not like before where I have to meal prep everything. Right now, I'm not even gonna worry about that. Not worried about losing weight or whatnot, or having my abs tight, or, you know, like I'm just trying to survive right now. So I'm not going to worry about my meal, because my doctor didn't give me any kind of restrictions except for eating raw food. Like I can't eat sushi or cold cuts, because that's where the bacteria live, and bacteria will cause infection, you know, in my body, and I'm very susceptible to infection. So I have to stay away from those food until I'm all healed and recovered. And then, do I still work out, exercise, or am I even allowed to exercise? Of course, my doctor recommended me to continue exercising, however, slow down, because before I was bodybuilding, I was weightlifting heavy, I was running like non-stop, but now I have to slow down. They recommended me to do the stationary bike, because that's the safest way of exercising, you know, pumping my heart. Also, walking is encouraged, you know, so I don't just stay at home, because exercising relieves your stress as well. So they encourage me to get out there and get some sweat on. Do you attend any support group? I don't attend any support group, but I have reached out to some of the support group. Does that make sense? Like, there's no set schedule for it. It's just whenever I need somebody to talk to, I reach out to them. So there are 2 groups that I've reached out in Facebook already, and one is the just Acute Lymphoblastic Leukemia support group. It's a closed group. You have to request to join in. And the other one is the bone marrow stem cell transplant support group. So those 2 are my support group. And any resources you can advise? Yes, I advise, you know, if you have leukemia, if you know somebody who has leukemia and is having like anxiety or depression, or they don't know who to talk to, these are all like resources that they can reach out to, so they can feel, you know, they can feel okay. Because like myself, if I can forever talk to my family, my friends, but I don't think they will understand what really goes through your head. So for me to be able to connect, right, and talk to somebody who's gone through the same situation as I did, I think that is the best, you know, the best the best way to handle your situation. It helps me a lot, you know, it calms me down, because knowing that somebody already survived my situation, you know, gives me hope. So these are all the resources that they can try out. BeTheMatch.org, awesome organization. They can do your peer connection. They will connect you with somebody who's almost the same as your situation. And then Imerman's angels, they're all in the web, they're all online. You can Google them, and they have their own website. Also, if you're in the military, because I'm in the military, if you're in the military, try to reach out to Military One Source and ask them for counseling. Everything is free. You can do a one-on-one via telephonic, or whichever way works best for you. Just reach out to them, because there are counseling services out there that is free for the military. Your hospital, tell your doctor, you know, they have psychologists there, they have social workers in your own hospital. Ask for those support, ask for those resources. They are definitely helpful during these difficult times, because they're specific on what your cancer what your cancer is all about. They can teach you and give you some tools on how to deal with your life situation. And then lastly is the social media. I don't know what your perspective on using social media. Some people don't like sharing their information, you know, because it's private. But for me, I'm heavy on both Instagram and Facebook, helping out, raise awareness about this type of disease, this type of leukemia. So there's a lot out there, and social media, you just have to keep searching them. And it's a lot of survivors, there's a lot of info, there's a lot of advice, but they're not there, they're not there to give you, their plans for treatments. This is what you're supposed to do. No, they're not experts for that. For social media, they're just sharing their experiences. Just to be on the safe side, always ask for from your medical professional advice when it comes to treatment, because the support group that I mentioned earlier are just your additional support, emotionally and mentally. I don't know if I spoke too fast or whatnot, but that will be the end of my video. It took this is almost like a 15-minute video. So if you sat down the whole time, thank you so much. We are still in the battle. This has been a long journey for me and still going strong. Thank you for listening, and if you like what you've seen, share it, subscribe, whatever. I hope you learned something from my video, And I'm out. See you next time.